Sam Howell and the Washington Commanders look extremely good in the preseason, but can it carry over to the regular season? If Sam Howell is the true franchise quarterback for this Washington Commanders team, every team in the NFC East should be afraid. This is a Washington Commanders team that has a lot of good players in skill position, and they have a very strong defense as well. It's going to come down to, can Sam Howell prove that he's an actual fit for this team, and Eric Bieniemy calling these plays. I've been singing the praise of the Washington Commanders for so long. They're my breakout team of the NFL year. I believe they can make the playoffs if Sam Howell can take them to the next level. He's a quarterback that has a big arm. Last game against the Baltimore Ravens, he looked extremely good. He was 19 for 25, 188 yards. He also had 2 touchdowns to 0 interceptions and got sacked twice. He looks extremely good because the first time we saw him was the last game of last season against the Dallas Cowboys. And guess what? They beat that Cowboys team. And don't come in my comment section if you're a Cowboys fan. We didn't care about that game. You had starters in that game. They cared about that game. They did, and they lost to that Commanders team. This is a Commanders team that also beat the Philadelphia Eagles last year when they had Taylor Heineke on a Monday night. All they need is a quarterback that can come in and take them to the next level. They don't need a game manager. They need a guy that can come in and take the offense by storm and let this defense go to work, because this defense for the last couple of years has been extremely good. They have a bunch of headhunters on defense. When you look at this defensive line, they are good from end to end. Chase Young just has to stay healthy. Has struggled with injuries, but so far in the preseason, he's coming off the edge like it's no tomorrow. They need him to play like that first round pick, and they need him to stay healthy. Because when he came out the NFL draft, he was one of the best players in that draft class. When he is on the field, his presence is felt. He may not put up those big sack numbers, but he's getting pressure and he's stopping the run. And it will also help out guys like Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen, and Montez Sweat. So they definitely need Chase Young to be on the field. Daron Payne is one of the best defensive tackles in the game, and Jonathan Allen is a beast as well. These guys can stop the run with just their front four. And Jamin Davis, I believe, will take it to the next level. He's also a former first-round pick with this team. So I like the talent that they have defensively. I like Cameron Curl. Kendall Fuller is a good corner as well. And you selected Emmanuel Forbes in the first round. So this defense is aggressive, and they can cover on the back end. They're going to be hard to score on. They're going to be hard to beat. Now, the biggest thing with the Commanders is this. When they ship Dan Snyder out, who is no longer the owner, there's been a lot of fans now coming out to training camp, coming out to the practice, trying to see what this team is made of. Their offense has to find a way to not turn the football over and score points and score when it matters the most. That's why it was so impressive and so important to have Sam Howell go out that Monday night against the Baltimore Ravens in the preseason game, that 2-minute drill, see what was going on there. And they went down the field and they scored. He looked calm. He looked poised, and he looked extremely good in the pocket. I understand he's not going against the first teams. I understand he's going against second and third string guys that may not make the team. But you have to put this into perspective. This is a guy that's entering his first year starting for this Washington Commanders team, who is a 5th-round pick. His arm talent is crazy. That's the one thing that I see a lot on film. Even when I go back to that Dallas Cowboys game, that 50-yard throw on the dot to Terry McLaurin when he's moving to his right, he just throws on a laser beam. That's extremely freakish. He may have the strongest arm in this division. And yes, I understand it's Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, and Daniel Jones. Not saying that he's a better quarterback than those guys, but he may have the biggest arm. And when it comes to making those crazy plays, he may be the best at it when you talk about hitting his ceiling. And he definitely has a lot of help around him. Eric Bieniemy alone is going to make a hell of a lot of difference for this offense, because we saw how bad this offense was last season when it came down to the offensive line protection, how bad Carson Wentz was when it came across reading certain defensive coverages, because he was a turnover machine, and Taylor Heineke was solid for this team, but he wasn't a franchise quarterback, and he also could cost them some games as well with some of those interceptions. That's why I'm saying it's so important for Sam Howell not to go out there and throw those interceptions or just fumble the football as well. But when I look at these guys that they have paired up to help out Sam Howell, Terry McLaurin, who's one of the best wide receivers in the game. Jahan Dotson, who missed some time last season, is also a former first-round pick as well. Last season, when he was a rookie, led this team in receiving touchdowns, and that's with him missing games as well. I'm looking at the tight end position to be essential as well, because one thing about Eric Bieniemy, he's going to use those tight ends, whether it was Travis Kelce or not. So guys like Logan Thomas and Cole Turner are going to have to step up big for this team. And I believe Logan Thomas can. He's just struggled with injuries, and I believe that he could be a very good tight end for this team. He just has to be able to stay on the field. Hasn't been able to break out because of the bad quarterback play, but at the same time, you got to be able to stay on the field. You also have Curtis Samuel as well, who is a Ron Rivera favorite. He was on that team when Ron Rivera was on that coaching staff with the Carolina Panthers when he was the head coach. This is a guy that you can put in the backfield, put inside and outside the slot as well. He's going to be a key weapon for Sam Howell. And he may not get those big-time wide receiver production numbers, but he's going to be a guy that's going to make safeties pay attention to him. And that's going to open up things underneath for guys like Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson. And the thing is as well, Terry McLaurin has the speed too. So where you may want to put roll coverage on him, you can't just leave Curtis Samuel on one-on-one coverage because he could burn some of these corners in the NFL. And Jahan Dotson can do the same as well. And they also can have a good two running back system when you talk about Brian Robinson Jr. and Antonio Gibson. So they definitely have the talent with this team to make the playoffs. It just comes down to the play calling from Eric Bieniemy, and it also comes down to Sam Howell as well. I expect to see a lot of tight end screens, a lot of slip screens as well, and some shots down the field. And expect to see some very weird running plays with this team that may work out because Brian Robinson Jr. is so good. But let me know in the comment section below. Am I overrating the Washington Commanders? Or are they on pat right now? Sam Howell's the truth. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.